Welcome back to America's Retirement Headquarters, home of the Retirement Guys Formula and America's Medicare Associates with Nolan Baker, Jeremy Baker, and Chaz Price. 419-794-3030 is the phone number. It's 419-794-3030. Online, arhq.com. Don't forget, if you missed previous editions of the show from last year, because we are here in 2024 now, or just in general, you want to catch up, all available via podcast, on YouTube, wherever you consume your media. Just search for America's Retirement Headquarters. It's all there for you at your leisure. Again, just search for America's Retirement Headquarters. Speaking of it being the new year, have you made any resolutions? According to a new survey by Forbes, almost half say theirs dealt with improved fitness. Improving finances right behind at 38%. Sort of like these guys on TikTok.
2024 is going to be my year. You know, this is the year I turn it around. I'm going full paleo for 2024. I'm not even sure what that even means yet, but I'm committed. Cold. Not holding back. You know, no goal is too big. Like here's a fun one right here. Climb Mount Everest, you know? Am I going to do it? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not.
January, primarily because people they're not being held accountable to anyone for keeping it. If somebody who is in the retirement red zone came into your office, do you hold them accountable to help make sure their goal is in fact achievable?
Well, I did like that TikTok video, and I'm not sure when they were doing that interview. It was probably right there at New Year's resolution. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he sticks with those. I would also say, you know, I got to thank my friend Mike. Mike is somebody that actually has kept me accountable to go into the gym. I know, and historically in the past, you know, I have always come up with excuses why I can pass on the gym on any given night. But, you know, with having Mike, he keeps me accountable. I know he's going to meet me. We've got a set schedule that we're going to. And if I don't show up, I know Mike's sitting there, you know, looking out, waiting for me. So having somebody that's accountable, I think, helps out a lot. And Chaz, we talked about this a little bit when we were working on the segments. And I think, you know, having a financial coach and having somebody help keep you accountable also goes a long way in our business too, especially when you look at the fact that 43% of those resolutions are abandoned by the end of January. So if somebody's listening and they have maybe some financial resolutions, you know, what are the ways that you're working with them to help keep them on track with their financial goals?
Well, I think one of the ways that we help our clients stay on track with their financial goals is, first of all, setting, I don't want to say not easy, but attainable goals. I guess we could probably use the SMART acronym, just making them very specific and measurable. And we have the ability to do that on our financial planning software. It's actually one of the tools that I think our clients appreciate the most, in that before we leave, we'll set probably 6 or 7 things that the client needs to attain, or at least try to achieve, between now and our next meeting, whether it be March or 3 months or 6 months or whatever it may be. And I think just kind of giving them the basic construct of what we're working towards and having it in writing, I think, is what really the power of goal setting and goal attainment, where that actually comes from. That's just kind of something that I was taught as an early age. My grandfather was big on setting and writing goals, and so I've kind of imported that into my practice. And not to say that they always come, completed, the goals. It's like a little bit of homework, but at least they know we care, and it's really not what we want. It's what they tell us that they want to achieve. And so that's something that your financial advisor can absolutely help you do. The other one that I really appreciate with financial planning and our clients' goals is doing as much automation as we possibly can, making things simple, keeping it simple. So, for instance, if you want to, save $10,000 in this, upcoming year for that trip to Hawaii that you always wanted to take, why don't we go ahead and set aside $1,000? Why don't we set up an automatic savings program from your checking or savings? We can do that automatically into a brokerage account, just kind of get it out of the way. and then just be that much more sure of having that goal attained because we kind of set it on autopilot. And then I guess lastly, I would say as far as goal attainment, don't be afraid to reward yourself. And if you achieve some goals, I think you're entitled to be able to enjoy, the benefits, reap the benefits of how far you've gotten, and kind of just sit back and maybe enjoy a nice dinner with the wife. And hey, we're halfway to our goal. Let's go out and have a nice dinner. Don't blow it and splurge and go backwards. But I think there is something to be kind of said for intermittent confirmation, of seeing gains, just like in the gym, Nolan. And once you start looking in the gym and you see some cut there, you're like, okay, I'm going to go back. I like what I'm seeing here. So same thing with financial planning.
I agree. I think there's some really great takeaways. Again, another segment, if you didn't catch all those talking points, go over to our YouTube channel, type in America's Retirement Headquarters. And if you want to watch this session again, it's how to stay on track with financial resolutions. A couple of pointers, though. I think one is, you said, write it down. So, Jeremy, when we talk about it, we look at what is called a team action plan. And, we take this team approach when we're working with, whether it's a radio show listener or somebody that comes into the office and gets down. You talked about writing it down, which is on the team action plan. We're looking at taxes, estate planning, asset protection, money management. We talk about clear, realistic goals, making sure that you can automate the process. So, it's something that you get used to, because the more obstacles in the way, the less likely you are that are going to be able to achieve those. Review and adjust regularly. So think about, even if you didn't set a financial resolution, it doesn't have to be December 31st to create a resolution. If you didn't create a resolution, what I want you to do is I want you to do what Chaz says. I want you to take a piece of paper, and what I want you to write down is this. I want you to write down, what is your biggest financial concern that you want to address in the next year? And then that is what I want you to work on, whether it's with us, whether you go on the internet and do some research, whether it's with your other advisor. That is a clear goal. And in fact, if you could come up with 3 to 4 goals, even if you don't get all 4 of them done, if you get 3 out of 4, think about how much you would have accomplished by writing it down. You had a clear goal, and you identified a time frame of when you wanted to do it. And then you could seek somebody to help keep you accountable. So if you came in and, you met with Jeremy and somebody on our team, and we kind of sat down and worked on these, we could set these progress reports, whether it's the 3-month or 6-month checkup, and see how you're doing on achieving those overall goals. Just like having Mike meet me at the gym, I think having a financial coach help keep you accountable is a great way to do it. Another way to kind of think about how to stay on track with what your financial goals. Anything in addition, Jeremy, that you would think would be good ways to help stay on track with your goals?
100%. I think one of the big sort of catchphrases or terms that we have here is that America's Retirement Headquarters, we're here for your entire retirement. With that being said, we sit down with people, we help crystallize their goals, we develop that team action plan. And the biggest thing is, a lot of people hire us as a consultant, and that is ongoing, reoccurring meetings that happen at least once a year, preferably twice a year, sometimes quarterly. And that's the kind of things that help you achieve your goals, stay on track when you're meeting with a financial advisor and making sure you're doing the right things and adjusting, taking the small tweaks or adjustments. It's like, if I don't get my oil changed every 6 months, and I wait 3 years, then I'm probably going to have a bigger problem than I would have had if I would have adjusted every 6 months. And that could be said for your retirement plan as well.
You won't need to worry about working out. You'll be walking. You'll be fit.
Right.
It's been said before, the seasonal help at gyms, it's not your typical retail where you think, late October through the end of December. Theirs actually is in late December through probably February, maybe March, and that is because that is when people they do come in and they make those resolutions and they hit the gym as soon as possible, and then those numbers dwindle down. As we said, about 43% go by the wayside just by the end of January alone. The ones that succeed are the ones who have that accountability buddy. If it is a friend that's urging them to meet them at the gym at 5 in the morning, or a personal trainer, the same sort of thing when it comes to your finances, by being able to check in and not just hold you accountable, but show you the progress that you're making, these tangible results. It can go a long way to making sure that your goals are not only achievable and attainable, but also successfully achieved. But it all starts with picking up the phone and scheduling a time to speak with someone like the team at America's Retirement Headquarters, 419-794-3030, or go to the website arhq.com.